I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I'm enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha, by my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth. May I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum tesham tathagato yavatat Desham jayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhava hetum desham tathagato yavatat Nirodham evam vati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum tesham tathagato yavatat Desham jayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Okay, now this session we will do on Bodhicitta. Bodhicitta. Okay, we always need to have the goals, intended goals, what we intend to achieve, and then see that whether or not that we have the basis for the goal now. And then if we have the basis, the ground there, the reality is with us, or the seed is with us, then what can link us from this seed to the fruitioning of the goal, what link us, that is the path to the goal, the seed that we have now, and the path which connects the seed to the fruitioning state, or in other words, where we are now to the intended destination, what connects the two is the path. It is for this reason that the Buddha's teachings is oftentimes explained in the form of the basis, the result, and the path. In other words, the basis, the path, and the result. One who has to identify the reality so well. What is your potential? Once you know your potential so well, the basis, on that basis you structure you create the path. And once the path is so well, then you will invariably reach the intended goal, which is the result. So the basis, the path, and the result. For that matter, the basis that we have, the basis of the reality that we live in, is the reality of the two truths, which we learned. Form is empty, emptiness is form. Form, the truth seen by the conventional analysis. That is the conventional truth. And the ultimate truth is the truth seen by the ultimate analysis. Okay, so these are two truths of the same object. The same object, I have these two truths. The flower has two truths. My suffering has two truths. My friends have two truths. And the samsara has two truths. Ultimate truth has two truths. Conventional truth has also two truths. Everything has two truths. So this is a reality. With this reality, then the path, the path meaning your mind. Actually, your mind should grow. The path is not an external path. It's not an external journey. It's a mental journey. Your mind should grow. So the mind which knows this ultimate truth The mind which knows this ultimate truth is known as the wisdom. The wisdom. And a mind which knows conventional truth and on this basis act, for example, over the sentient beings. Sentient beings, conventional truth, ultimate truth. Conventional truth. Or they are suffering, conventional truth, ultimate truth. Conventional truth. So I need to help them, conventional truth, ultimate truth. Conventional truth. So knowing the nuances of the conventional truth, then you can act to enrich the compassion part. That is known as the method. Technically, so we see that one is the wisdom, to see the ultimate truth. One is the method, which acts on the basis of understanding the conventional truth. So the wisdom and the method. The reality is the two truths. Ultimate truth, with this, the mind which knows that is the wisdom. And the conventional truth, one which knows that and acts on that is the method, the wisdom and the method. Then these two, we act like this, we act or we follow with these two as a path, the wisdom and the method. Then we go through this whole process of the path, which connects the reality to the ultimate goal. The process we split into 5. Gade, para, samgade, bodhi, soha, the 5 paths. So with this, then what happens is that you achieve the resultant goal. Resultant goal is where your Buddha nature becomes manifest. All the mental stains are removed. The path is the path to eliminate, to cleanse your mind of the defilements, so that the Buddha nature, the seed which existed before, the seed in the form of Buddha nature, becomes manifest. So that is the result. Now when your Buddha becomes manifest, when your Buddhahood, the seed of Buddhahood, which is the Buddha nature within you, when it becomes manifest, primarily it manifests in 2 forms. The same Buddha manifests in same form. The way you can be seen by the conventional analysis and just seen as I. Then you see with the ultimate analysis, you see the emptiness nature of the self. The same object can be seen in 2 ways. One in the form of I, other in the form of the emptiness of the I. So likewise, when you become Buddha, when each one of us following the path, the method of wisdom, in the form of the 5 paths, when you reach the goal, that is, your Buddha nature becomes manifest. All the mental defilements are gone and purity comes out. The state of fearlessness and the state of infinite happiness. When that becomes manifest, then what happens is that manifestation has 2 aspects. One is the manifestation in the form of the benefit, in the form of the benefit primarily for the self, for yourself. And a manifestation in the form of a benefit primarily for others. So this is this amazingly wonderful concept where it's the same. Oftentimes, either we are too self-centered, we don't think about others. And in some cases, for example, the mothers, how they sacrifice everything and the mother suffers so much. So whereas, if there is a situation where you can benefit others the maximum, most efficiently, and you also receive the maximum benefit, this is a win-win situation. This is, when will you experience that? Is when your Buddha nature becomes manifest completely, where you get the maximum benefit, and then you are able to, you become apt to benefit others in the maximum way. So, win-win, to benefit others, you become the most efficient one in the universe. And to benefit yourself, you become the most efficient. In other words, you become the most efficient one pertaining to benefiting others and benefiting yourself. This is the highest version, most sophisticated version of win-win situation. So for that, the same person manifests with 2 different isolates. The same person manifests into 2 different isolates. The way the flower manifests in many forms, as a flower, as an empty of house, as an empty of, say, the mango, or as with a color, with a shape. It has many isolates. Likewise, the self, when your Buddha nature comes out, manifests, then you as a person manifest in two different isolates. Of course, it has many isolates, but two primary isolates. One is, these isolates are known as the Buddha bodies. Buddha bodies, when you become Buddha, Buddha bodies. And the Buddha bodies is of two kinds. In other words, it's the same person with the two different isolates. One is known as Dharmakaya, and the other one is known as Rupakaya. Dharmakaya and Rupakaya. Dharmakaya meaning the manifestation which is primarily, and which is the goodness or the benefit primarily for your own interest. For your own interest. And then the Rupakaya is primarily for others' interest, to benefit others. The same person manifests in two forms. One primarily for your own benefit, maximum benefit for yourself, and the other primarily the maximum benefit for others. The one with the maximum benefit for yourself is known as Dharmakaya, in English translated as truth body. Dharmakaya or truth body, truth body. And the other one is Rupakaya, for others, Rupakaya or form body. Okay, any questions? Any questions?
Oh, yeah, I need to ask a question because...
Related to what I spoke now.
So, what other bodies does
Very good.
Dharmakaya consist of?
Very good. What exactly do you understand by Dharmakaya? What do you understand by Rupakaya? Exactly. You're getting it? You have to understand these. Don't just say, I see there are two things. No. What are these two things? Just precisely tell me more. Okay. Dharmakaya, okay, let's say you have the body and your mind. Your body and your mind, these two are same entity or different entities? Same entity. Your body and your mind. Huh? Same entity or different entities?
Same entity is the delusional.
Huh? Same entity? Your body came from your parents. Your mind came from your past life. Right? Two objects come from two different sources and merge, right? Okay, let's say that fill this with the pebbles, small pebbles. Fill this with small pebbles. Then you add water. The water and the pebbles inside the same glass, are these two one entity or two different entities? How two different entities?
Two different entities in the same container.
How two different entities?
Water and the pebbles.
No, how? How two different entities?
They are different causes and conditions.
They have specific causes.
No, but they okay, Henrik, tell them, what does it mean by entities? The entity was one or different.
Sorry, the entity?
Entity was one or different. I hope you have not forgotten that.
This was different.
No, I did not ask whether this entity was still one or different. What do you mean by entity was one or different? What does it mean by entity was one?
A different object you go to, if it's the same entity, then you go to the same object, same object.
Now overnight in Henrik it has become rusted. Otherwise Henrik was very clear, right? Okay, when you go to point to the object, we have to point to two different objects for the reference of the two different labels. I said it. If one has to point to two different objects for the reference of the two different labels, this is entity-wise different. Whereas if one can point to the same object for the reference of two different labels, it is the same entity.
Okay.
These technicalities, the meanings, the technicalities, technical.
Substance.
Huh?
We haven't. Well.
Do you remember? Do you remember? Do you remember that I said this? What I said now?
Yes. Yes.
Just say this. You don't have to struggle, right? Otherwise things will become, then anybody can ask you any question, you will easily get stuck. Right? Okay, the pebbles and the water in the glass. How these two entities different? Raise hands. Yes.
Oh, pebbles just is kind of strong, so water is water.
Is there anybody who can mimic what I said? Now I become desperate.
Well, we have two labels.
Can anybody mimic what I said? If we, yes, the Donna?
You have to point to two different objects for the two different labels. So
For the labels, for the reference, not the labels.
for the reference of the two
For the reference of the two different labels. This is not a label. Many people say that this is label, everything is label. It's not a label, this is not a label. This is a referent of a label. You're getting it? If we are to point to two different objects, if we have to point to two different objects for the reference of the two different labels, the two objects are entity-wise different. Whereas if I can point to one object for the reference of two different labels, the two objects are entity-wise one.
It depends on the scale you look at it.
No.
Two different objects.
Pebble, water. There's never a condition where I point at pebble and intend water.
Yeah, but if you think
See?
about the whole class,
No, but
there's water, there's pebbles, they are one together.
We will not.
No.
We will not say that this is water, this is pebble. We say this mixture of pebble and water. You getting it?
Body and mind, if you say karita is made of body and mind, then body and mind is one entity.
Okay, so the your name?
Karita.
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 What Karita? Okay, water and pebble, we can easily solve the problem. So what Karita is being a very complicated one, the body and mind. Body and mind, no doubt these two entities are different. But Karita is bringing a complication. Say, where's my body? Here, correct, not correct? Where's my mind? Is here, correct, not correct? Not correct. Correct, not correct. My mind is here, correct, not correct? Huh?
We don't know where your mind is.
Correct. But it is this entity. I can point one entity and it includes.
For sure, your mind is not outside your body.
No, but it's not here or there.
This is not my question. My point. Your mind is for sure not outside your body. Yes? No. You getting it? Where your body is the mind. So we point to the same object. This is Karita's argument. It's a very good argument. You getting it? But the answer is these two entities different.
Two different objects for the reference of two different.
Okay, because when we say now what, so to this question why, we go to what Virginia was indicating. So when we say the body should be seen with the eye consciousness. Our body should be seen by the eye consciousness. Mind cannot be seen by the eye consciousness. Mind should be seen by the mental consciousness only. You getting it? So it is like say say the two different objects put together, but these two are very different in the sense that these two should be accessible to two different subjects, not the same subject. You're getting it? One is the eye consciousness, seeing the body. Eye consciousness will never get your mind. Your mind will be obtained by the mental consciousness. Mental consciousness can see what the mind is. So these two are the objects, two different objects of two contrasting subjects.
But then even mind is not one entity because we can divide mind.
Yes, of course. Even the body is also, no, the mind in general. I'm not talking about two minds. I talk about the mind. You're getting it? Mind. Within mind, I can say yesterday's mind and today's mind. These two entities are different. You're getting it? Say today's mind and this morning's mind. What's the relationship between today's mind and this morning's mind? What's the relationship? Today's mind and this morning's mind. Entity was one or different?
I would say they are the same entity.
Always change.
One entity to
This morning's mind, no, today's mind. Today is 24 hours. Today 24 hours mind, and this morning's mind, which is like 2 hours mind. What's the relationship? Entity was one or different?
One.
Continuum.
Huh?
Continuum. It's a mental continuum.
Entity one or different? Not sure, not sure, not sure.
One.
Huh?
One.
How?
It's the consciousness was followed during all the previous life. Consciousness. It changes its form, but it's still the same, like the water, running.
Then today's mind and yesterday's mind, these two entities was one or different?
One.
No. Today's mind and this morning's mind, these two are entities was one. How?
Because today has morning, afternoon, evening.
Very good, what she said is correct, but then you have to put it nicely. I already said it yesterday. Whole and past. We already learned it. Whole and past, this is one of the axioms, the base, one of the formulas to say whole and parts, the relationship is always entity-wise one. I think you wrote it yesterday.
Yeah, I answered that they were one.
No,
I said that too.
you said it one, that's perfect then. Good. Okay, did we write it yesterday? That the relationship in the whole and the parts is always not one. Entity-wise one. You're getting it? They are not one. Then the whole and parts, if they are one, then these problems are there. Okay, right? Okay, whole and parts, and this morning's mind and today's mind. Today's mind is the whole, and this morning's mind is the part. So the relationship is always entity-wise one. Whereas today's mind and yesterday's mind, these two entity-wise one are different.
Well, to me they're the same.
It's one entity. One.
Yesterday's mind and today's mind. Yes, Willie.
I think it's an unfortunate choice of words to say they're one, because in this system, if A and B are one, and B and C
are one,
then not necessarily always A and C are one.
Why not?
No, because my two hands are entity-wise different, but they are one with me.
No, they are not. And so they are one with your body, yes.
Yeah, but they are not one together.
Okay, so these are not one. This entity was one. Entity was one, and one is different.
Yeah, so it's an unfortunate choice.
No. That's a very fortunate choice. Yeah. Right. If I say that say if your hand is you and your right hand is you, and you and your right hand, these two are same, and you and your left hand is same, then your right hand and left hand should be same.
Yeah.
But this we did not say. Was it you and your right hand is not you, but your right hand and you are entity-wise same, isolated-wise different.
So this entity-wise one is not transitive.
Entity-wise one is not the meaning of oneness. It doesn't mean one. Okay. Why did we
Well,
go through?
yesterday's mind.
Oh, yesterday's mind and yesterday's mind and today's mind. These two entities was one is different.
I think they're one.
Okay, let's listen to Henrik. And yesterday's mind and today's mind, these two entities was different. How?
They're different parts of mind, but they're not the same. It's like different petals on a flower. This petal and that petal, they're different entity-wise. And yeah.
Brilliant.
They're different parts.
Same person, two hands. Although the two hands are a part of the same person, the 20 petals are the same petals of the flower, But so these petals, they are entity-wise one with the flower, but the petals amongst themselves, their entity was different. We have to point to two different objects to say that petal A, petal B. We have to point to two different objects. Likewise, yesterday's mind, we have to point to yesterday. Today's mind, you have to point to today. So we have to point to two different objects. We can never point to one object and say that this is yesterday's mind and this is also today's mind. We have to point to two different objects. So therefore, another number 2 axiom is that cause and effect. Yesterday's mind was the cause and today's mind is the effect. Today's mind is cause, tomorrow's mind is the effect. Cause and effect, the relationship is always entity-wise different.
Well, and it's happening at every second then.
Every second it happens. The first second.
Different then.
Sorry?
Every second, moment by moment by moment, and our minds are not the same.
Of course, yes, of course. First second of the mind and second second of the mind, these two entities was different. And first millisecond of the mind, within the first second of the mind, again it can be split in 1000. First millisecond of the first second mind and second millisecond of the second mind, these two entities was different.
Why are they different entities if when refer to the label, it's your mind, a mind from yesterday, a mind from today.
Then
I'm basically saying.
Okay, so for this we need group discussions. You're getting it? This is why the group discussions are very helpful. We have to grow a little bit. Grow. You're getting it? So what we said is cause and effect, the relationship always. Hey, cause effect, the relationship is always. And it was different. So I asked this, I didn't give the answer, and Henrik gave the correct answer. You're getting it? So this is why we need to help each other. We have to grow. Gradually we have to grow. Okay. Mind in general is one. Mind in general, it has many subsets. Some subsets are overlapping. Some subsets are overlapping, some subsets are the different entities. For example, today's mind and this morning's mind, these two are overlapping. Yeah. Overlapping, because of which these two are entity-wise one. Yesterday's mind is today's mind. These two are not overlapping. These two are very discrete. Cause and effect, these two are entity-wise different. You're getting it? Within mind, there are various kinds. Some are entity-wise one, some are entity-wise different.
So this afternoon mind and this morning mind,
these two are never overlapping. No, morning mind and afternoon mind never overlap. Only if in Finland, not in Finland, Sweden, right? Brazil. Only in Brazil, oh, this is morning and this is also afternoon. If there's such a time, then they overlap. Otherwise, as long as the morning and afternoon they don't overlap, the morning mind and afternoon mind will never overlap.
We can never point any entity because
we can point. It doesn't matter. Karita. Here, Karita, she's here. I'm pointing to Karita.
Yeah, but I'm not saying Karita.
No. Are you Karita or not? Are you Karita or not?
Yes, but not the same.
Are you Karita or not? This is my question. I point. If you ask me where is Karita, here's Karita. I'm pointing to Karita. Are you Karita or not?
Yes,
Finish. If you go beyond that, Karita's nose is Karita, the mind is Karita, you will not even find Karita. You go to ultimate analysis. Right? So stay away. Are you looking for the change of Karita or are you looking for Karita? If you're looking for the change in the Karita, then I'll say, oh, Karita is changing. Right? Whereas I'm looking for Karita, don't look for the change in Karita. Just look for Karita. Where's Karita? She's there. Finish. Is Karita changing? Then I would say, yes, Karita is changing. First moment, Karita was not laughing, very serious. Second moment, Karita is laughing. So it's changing. Right? This is Karita changing. So Karita changing and Karita, these two are different. Okay, good. Well, why we are talking about this is that the Buddha, in our case, our body and our mind, these two are entity-wise different. Whereas the Buddha's body and the mind, these two are entity-wise same. Let's not forget this. For us, our body is a body that we have is not really true nature of yours. This is what we borrowed from the parents. The body that we have is not your true nature. It is what we borrowed from your parents, right? And this has so much problem: sickness, aging, death, hunger, thirst, cancer. All these problems are related to this body. This is not your true nature. When Buddha nature comes out, so Buddha nature comes out, you have the mind, and the same mind manifests in the form of physical form. Physical form which is so perfect. Just as this Buddha nature never dies, this body that you manifest out of this Buddha nature will never die. It does not have cancer. It does not age. It's so perfect. The Buddha, the mind that manifests out of this body, that is known as, this, in one system it is known as the metal body, or the radiance of the Buddha's mind, the body in the form of radiance of the Buddha's mind. And then in one system it is known as the illusory body, right? Okay, so this body, you will never separate from this body. Once you become Buddha, then this body manifests. You will never be separate from this body. But it's not that you have the body, you are happy. You don't have the body, you are not happy. For you, there's no difference. For you, the body, physical body, is primarily not for you. Primarily to benefit other beings, because other beings have to see you. To receive the benefit from you, they have to see you. For that matter, you assume the physical form. So that is the Rupakaya, form body of the Buddha. Form body of the Buddha primarily to benefit others. And then what's the other one? Dharmakaya. Dharmakaya is the truth body. Truth body referring to your mental qualities. Your mind and mental qualities. Mind and mental qualities, the other sentient beings cannot see that. They can only see your physical body, physical appearance. Mind and mental qualities only you and other Buddhas can see. So therefore, the mind and mental qualities, which we're going to go a little more detail, that is the Dharmakaya, and the physical form that you assume is the Rupakaya too. So Dharmakaya is primarily for your goodness, and the Rupakaya is primarily for the goodness of others, to benefit other beings too. And these two are the two isolates of the same entity. These are the two isolates of the same entity, which means that you become a Buddha, in whatever manner you identify yourself, so that manifests, one isolate is the other beings could see you, that is Rupakaya. And one isolate, the sentient beings cannot see you, only the Buddhas can see, that is your Dharmakaya too. Yes, Thomas?
Is Rupakaya divided into two bodies, Sampakaya and Nirmanakaya? Because I'm very
hold, Thomas, very good, hold. Okay, so I'm going there. Young people, this is a problem with the young people. They're going so fast. No, not only you, this is a problem with, in the Tibet house also, 2-3 years ago, there was a very young boy who's moving so fast in the rocket. I cannot catch him. Yeah, I have to tell him, please don't move so fast. I cannot, I'm older than you. I cannot catch you. Yeah, so the Thomas, I think he's running so fast. No, you're doing so good. I'm joking.
Yes, you are also speaking very fast. There are things I'm trying to balance.
If that you did, okay. Listen, all of you, that you have to decide. Listen. Don't raise your hands right now. Don't raise your hands right now. You raise your hands later. That you decide. Listen. First listen. That you decide, right? You want me to speak faster or you want to speak slower? No, not now. I'll give you the both sides, pros, cons. Then you decide, right? If I speak slower, right, you'll get things clear. But you will get only half a cake. You're getting it? If I speak faster, you'll get full cake. Full cake? Okay, full cake. But then the full cake, you may feel as though like it's a porous cake. Porous. There's some holes here, there. But it's not a porous cake.
stomach problems.
You see it as a porous cake. Later on, you get this cake from the recording. You see that it's not a porous cake, it's a full cake. I saw this a porous cake because I cannot get it. It's so fast. You decide. You want to get a full cake or a half cake, you decide.
Internal factor or external factor?
No, you decide. This is my point. This is my point.
Well, I'm being selfish.
No,
I
you
want to be able to understand everything that you're presenting.
No, because you will not get everything.
Yes, exactly.
No, Amelia, what she wants is that she wants to understand everything I say. You're getting it? In the first place, I would not say everything if I speak slow. You want everything or you want half?
You say, not necessarily everything you intended to say.
No, you want half or you want everything?
Well, it's settled for half.
Huh? If you want the half, you will not understand everything. If you want half, you will not understand everything, because you will not get everything. Okay, Emily, I'm just joking. Keeping jokes aside for the time. Okay, let's see. Yes, this is quite strange. I don't know how I picked up this fast. I don't know. I'm speaking really fast.
Yes.
Huh?
Okay.
It's all relative.
Okay, it's fine. Okay, I'm happy. Thank you. Henry, thank you. Huh?
We have slow minds.
Okay, the Anna Marie, tell me, am I speaking fast or not?
For me, it's okay, but
No, for you. I'm asking you.
do I think you're speaking fast?
Yes. Is a problem for you?
For me, it's not a problem.
Good. Full stop. Okay, Donna.
No, it's fine. There are a few times when you speed up a little bit. I think, and that's a little hard to catch sometimes, precisely. But generally, it's okay.
Okay, so you have to tell me when I'm going fast.
Well, because we generally ask you to repeat.
That's perfect. Okay, keeping that aside, we have to run. We have to run.
Now we have to go faster because we talk faster.
Okay. So Buddha's body, when each one of us, when we become Buddhas, we manifest two qualities. In other words, Buddha's body and the Buddha's mind, these two are entity-wise one. Entity-wise one, isolated-wise different. For us, the body and the mind, these two are entity-wise different, isolated-wise different for us, because our mind came from the past life and our body came from our parents. Two different substance, they merge together, they're bound together by the karma. Otherwise, these two are not the object-wise same. It's two different objects. These two are bound together by karma. Whereas for the Buddhas, when we become Buddha, then we don't have to borrow our body from elsewhere. The Buddha nature inside will manifest in the form of the Buddha's mind as well as the Buddha's body. So the same Buddha, the substance in the form of the Buddha's mind assumes two different isolates. Isolated of the Buddha's body and isolated of the Buddha's mind. Okay, so the Rupakaya, the Dharmakaya, which is primarily for yourself, benefit of yourself, and the Rupakaya primarily to benefit of other sentient beings too. Okay, now if you want to go in a little more detail for the Thomas and for all of us, then the Rupakaya, physical body again, Buddha, form body of the Buddha, Rupakaya, form body of the Buddha, again is split into two. One is Sambhogakaya, or in English, the enjoyment body of the Buddha. Sambhogakaya, in English, enjoyment body of the Buddha, and then the Nirmanakaya, Sambhogakaya, Sambhogakaya, Sambhogakaya. That is the enjoyment body of the Buddha, enjoyment body. And then the other one is Nirmana Kaya. Nirmana, Nirmana-Kaya, Nirmana Kaya. That is the emanation body of the Buddha. Emanation. Emanation.
Apparition.
Not aberration, it's not a good translation. If it is a translation you got, it's not a good translation. Emanation. Okay. So what's the difference between the two? That is, that the beings who you are going to benefit, who you as a Buddha are going to benefit, these beings are of two categories. The beings of high level, Arya Bodhisattvas. Arya Bodhisattvas. Arya Bodhisattvas and the others. Arya Bodhisattvas and the rest. All the Arya Bodhisattvas and all the sentient beings. Arya Bodhisattvas, to help the Arya Bodhisattvas, the Sambhogakaya, the first Buddha body, it has 5 characteristics. This we have to specify. This Sambhogakaya has 5 characteristics. 5 characteristics. Okay, some of you may think that there are so many numbers, 5, 3, 4, 2, 4, and within 4 there are so many 4s, right? This we have to learn. Don't think of going for the easy, right? If you go for the shortcut, easy, you will never accomplish the noble, sophisticated goal. For the noble, and then you can do. Only when you give up, this is the greatest failure. You just try, at least keep note. You may not visit these notes again, don't worry. At least make the notes. While making notes, your mind is thinking. That's very helpful. Okay, this is what we should be doing. 5 characteristics. The Sambhogakaya has 5 characteristics that marks the one specific Buddha's body to be the Sambhogakaya. 5 characteristics, or the 5 definite qualities. These are known as the 5 definite qualities. 1. Definite body. Then the definite time. Definite teaching. Definite entourage. Entourage. E-N-T-O-U-R-A-G-E. Definite entourage. And the definite place. Definite time. Definite, what did I say? Definite place. Definite time. Definite body. Definite body, definite time, definite teaching, definite entourage, definite place. 5. Okay. 5 definite qualities. 5 definite qualities. What is the first one? Definite body. Definite body means that the Sambhogakaya is marked with 32 or adorned. Sambhogakaya, Buddha's body, is adorned with 32 major marks and 80 minor marks. The sign of beauty, marks meaning the sign of beauty, sign of the what do you call it, magnificence. There are 32 major signs and 80 minor signs for the Buddha's body to appear as elegant, as magnificent. 32 major marks and 80 minor marks, or 32 major signs and 80 minor signs. Okay, so for example, to give you one example, when you speak of the Buddha's hand is so elegant. This is like the major, and then within the hand is made of the fingers and the nails, right? Nails. So these become the secondary part of the main hand. So the major and the minor. For example, the hand, let's see, the nails. We have to polish this, right? Nail polish is there. Nail polish? Buddha, they don't have to. When you become Buddha, you don't have to buy nail polish. It's a natural. It is described as the fresh copper colored the nails. Fresh copper color. Fresh copper color is so beautiful. So this is the Buddha's nails, the color. And the description of the fingers, all are there. So They're total like 32 major marks and 80 minor marks. This is the body, definite body of the Sambhogakaya. Then what else? Time. The Sambhogakaya will remain there. Sambhogakaya will remain, say, till samsara ends. Till samsara ends. Till samsara ends. Sambhogakaya will, in other words, Sambhogakaya will remain forever. Whereas, say, Buddha Shakyamuni appeared on the earth, and then within the span of like 81 years' time, he assumed Mahaparinirvana, which means he passed away. He assumed passing away. Whereas Sambhogakaya will never assume passing away. You're getting it? This is Sambhogakaya. Okay.
Does the time, is it appearing in the fourth time?
Say it again.
The Sambhogakaya form doesn't appear in the fourth time.
Meaning?
But the meaning of the time is that it's appearing in the fourth time.
Fourth time.
Which is transcending the past, present and future. That's the place.
No. Nobody transcends past, present, future. Only when you go into emptiness, then the concept of the time dissolves. Only when you immerse in emptiness. Otherwise, people talk about fancy things, and then people are so happy. Wow, it transcends space and time. And then it transcends space and time. If you say it, that's even better. Then you become enlightened, which transcends Buddhahood. That's even better, right? It transcends Buddhahood even. Wow, then. So Buddhahood is the highest achievement of the Buddhism. Now there's a system which says to transcend Buddhahood. Wow, it is even better. Okay, so these are just stories. What does mean by transcend time 3 times is when you immerse in the emptiness, when you immerse in the emptiness of the self dissolves. You're getting it? Concept of self disappears. Likewise, when you enter into the emptiness in the non-dual form, all conventional realities with respect to you, they dissolve, including 3 times. This meaning, you're getting it? It's not that the 3 times, then 4th time evolves. Then it becomes objective existence again. No. Okay, what's next? Teaching. Sambhogakaya always gives Mahayana teachings, never gives teachings for personal liberation. The teaching that he or she gives is not necessarily he. The teaching that he or she gives is always Mahayana teachings. Mahayana teachings, meaning teaching meant for the Bodhisattvas, because the audience. Okay, what is next? Entourage meaning the beings who are around him or her. They are all Arya Bodhisattvas. So you need to know what is Arya. You need to know what is Bodhisattva. So if you know Arya Bodhisattva, then we'll know Arya Bodhisattva. Okay, anybody? What does it mean by Arya? Arya means superior. What does it mean Arya? Say it again.
The being that sees emptiness, the mind that sees emptiness directly.
The mind that sees emptiness directly, or the beings who sees emptiness directly?
The mind. The being or the mind?
The beings. The beings who see emptiness directly are known as Aryas. And what makes this being to see emptiness directly is that his or her mind sees emptiness directly. You're getting it? Oh, she is very compassionate. His body compassionate? No, his mind is compassionate. So what makes us to think that he or she is seeing emptiness directly is because her mind is seeing emptiness directly. So Arya is the being, not the mind. Arya is the being who sees emptiness directly. That is any person, any being who sees emptiness directly is known as Arya. Or in English, we translate it as superior beings. Okay, Arya. Bodhisattva. What does it mean by Bodhisattva? Anybody? Very quick. Raise your hands. What is Bodhisattva? Yes?
Awakening. A being who strives towards awakening. The literal translation. Sattva is a being, and body the being who strives to...
Very good. Can you explain it in a more vernacular language, in a more simple language? What do you understand by... how do you understand it rather than trying to...
being who strives to complete Buddhahood, and by striving to complete Buddhahood, he tries to liberate all beings.
Okay, are we Bodhisattvas?
What?
Are we Bodhisattvas?
Some maybe are. I don't believe about myself. I don't have that kind of motivation.
We are also striving.
We are always striving.
Yeah, but for me, Arhathood is enough.
Ah.
Currently, for me, Arhathood is enough. Maybe later. But
No. You are wonderful.
yes.
You do not know right now. You are wonderful. Guaranteed. You are very special.
Arhats are also wonderful.
No. When I say wonderful, I only say wonderful if somebody works for others. So therefore, you are wonderful. Okay. Bodhisattvas. So what, in fact, what Thomas says is correct. Only thing is, I simply wanted to fine tune what he was saying. Somebody who aspires to become Buddha is a Bodhisattva. Then the next question is, everybody aspires to the Buddhahood. Okay, so then the qualification is somebody who has, now it is more fine-tuned, somebody who has a spontaneous aspiration to become Buddha. Spontaneous, this is the qualification. So we aspire in the mornings, we take the aspiration Bodhisattva vow, may I become Buddha for the all sentient beings. This morning we said it. So we aspire, but it is coming out of effort. It's not a spontaneous state. It is with effort. Whereas what is with effort coming to you, when it becomes effortless, that is known as spontaneous. Anytime this mind aspiring to become Buddha, it becomes spontaneous. Aspiring to become Buddha, it becomes spontaneous. You become a Bodhisattva. And till the point, immediately before you become Buddha, till that point is the Bodhisattva. Okay. Among those bodhisattvas, some could see emptiness directly. So these are known as Arya Bodhisattvas. In other words, Gate, Paragate, Parasampade, Bodhisattva. The 5 parts are there. The first four are Bodhisattvas, Bodhisattva path. And the fifth one is Buddhahood, Bodhiswaha. This is Buddhahood. The first one is the path of accumulation. Number 2 is path of Number 4 is accumulation, number 2 is accumulation, number 3 is accumulation, number 4 is accumulation, 4 accumulations are there. Number 1 is accumulation, number 2 is preparation, number 3 is path of seeing, number 4 is meditation. Yes. Okay, 5 parts. Path of accumulation, number 1. First gati. Second gati is path of preparation. Second gati is path of preparation, number 2. Number 3, gati, paragati, number 3, paragati. This is path of seeing. Path of seeing, you see, seeing, path of seeing. Number 3. Number 4, parasangati, path of meditation. Number 5, bodhiswaha, path of no more learning. No more learning in the context of the Mahayana path, it is Buddhahood. Okay, path of accumulation, what is number 2? Path of preparation, number 3. Path of seeing, number 4. Path of meditation, number 5. Path of no more learning, 5 paths. Very good. Okay. So anybody who reaches the path of seeing, is known as Arya. Anybody who reaches path of seeing and above, they're all Aryas, including Buddhas, they're all Aryas. So how do we see, we classify all the beings into two groups, Aryas and non-Aryas. Aryas meaning those who realize emptiness directly, and non-Aryas meaning we refer to them as ordinary beings. Ordinary beings and the Arya beings. Arya meaning superior beings. In what way superior? They are superior in seeing emptiness. They see emptiness very directly, very clearly. So they become the superiors or the Aryas. And others are known as the ordinary beings. Ordinary beings. Okay. So now the Sambhogakaya, his or her entourage, is only the Arya Bodhisattvas. Only the Arya Bodhisattvas. Those who did not reach that level, they will not be included there. If you want to be one of the students of Sambhogakaya, then you must realize emptiness directly, and you must reach the Gate, Paragati level. You must reach that level. Only then you will be entitled to be around the Sambhogakaya. Okay, what next? The place where the Sambhogakaya resides is known as a divine place, divine or paradise, known as Akanishta. This label, a specific label of the place, Akanishta, 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 is a divine abode. Is the place is like the paradise. Okay, where only the Arya Bodhisattvas are found with the Buddha. Okay, good. 5 are done? Right? Huh?
Don't they call this Akanishta too?
Which one?
On the Buddha?
No, this is not Akanishta. The Sanskrit, this is a different label. Ushnisha. Yeah. For me, all the Finnish names are very similar. Sanskrit, Akanishta, Ushnisha, they're all very similar. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Really. Thank you for giving me this Ushnisha. Ushnisha is the Sanskrit word. Okay. Okay. So we're done with the 5 definite qualities of the Sambhogakaya. Right? Now, the Buddhas who manifest, the Buddhas whose physical form manifests without necessarily the 5 definite qualities are known as the Nirmanakaya. Nirmanakaya are the Buddha's physical form which does not necessarily have the 5 definite qualities. Nirmanakaya. So Nirmanakaya is more accessible to the other beings. Gate. Even if you are in the Gate level, second Gate level, Nirmanakaya is available to you. For example, Buddha Shakyamuni is the manifestation of the Nirmanakaya. And some people they have a very naive understanding. Oh, Sambhogakaya is higher than the Nirmanakaya. This is a disaster. Sambhogakaya is higher than Nirmanakaya. No, it's the same Buddha, it's the you. You, same person, same being, manifests in 2 different forms. There's no high, low, right? So because one is Sambhogakaya, always there, and Nirmanakaya assumes passing away. In other words, in simple terms, die. Assumes the death. There's no death with Buddha. So because of this, we get a very low opinion, inferior opinion of the Nirmanakaya. Sambhogakaya is very special. No, it's just the same Buddha. You are higher, is you. Lower is you. It's the same person, right? So it's just, if you know the concept, same entity, different isolates. It's very easy. Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya, these two are same entity, different isolates. You're getting it? Yeah. That's it. Okay. So that is, we're going to a little detail. Actually, we're going to Bodhicitta, yeah. Okay, somebody has to remind me. Who's going to remind me? Say, after the Bodhicitta, then we have to go into a little detail about the Buddha bodies, which we're discussing now. Who's going to remind me? Who's going to remind me? Okay, here. I need to know your name. Helena, okay. Helena will remind me. Okay, good. Tirtha Om Gati Gati Paragati Tirtha Om Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha Tirtha Gati Gati Paragati Parasamgati Bodhiswaha. Prostrations.